Greetings, charming listeners. Welcome to our station. We are your sanctuary for captivating stories, a place where words weave magic and stories come to life. Our mission here at Blue Radio is to amuse, enlighten, and engage you across the power of compelling storytelling. We bring you tales from far and wide, from the classics to the contemporary, each one designed to stir your imagination and spark your curiosity. Today, we dive into an intriguing narrative penned by the illustrious Oscar. The Picture of Dorian Gray, a masterpiece by Oscar Wilde, is a tale that explores beauty, morality, and the desire for eternal youth. This captivating novel was penned in the late 19th century during the Victorian era by the Irish wordsmith and playwright Oscar Wilde, a figure known for his wit and flamboyance. The era itself was marked by strict social norms and moral codes against which Wilde's novel posed a stark contrast. The story revolves around the handsome Dorian, whose beauty becomes his curse. The novel skillfully explores themes of youth and beauty, presenting an fixation with maintaining an outward appearance of innocence while harboring corruption within. It delves deep into the moral implications of actions, questioning the cost of indulgence and the duality of human nature, embodying the conflict between the appearance and the hidden self. Let's delve into the sinuous narrative of this fascinating novel. Prepare yourself to embark on a journey through the trials and tribulations of Dorian Gray's life. Our tale begins in the charming city of London, where a young, handsome man sat for a portrait. The artist Basil Hallward was captivated by Dorian's beauty, seeing in it an inspiration for his art. He was not alone in this appreciation, for Lord Henry Wotton, a close friend of Basil's, was equally taken by Dorian's enchanting. Basil, a man of modesty, was the embodiment of good, while Lord Henry, with his worldly views and persuasive eloquence, represented a more sinister influence. It was in the studio, amidst the scent of oil paints and turpentine, that Dorian was first introduced to Lord Henry. Enthralled by his wit and provocative ideas, Dorian found himself drawn to this charismatic figure. Lord Henry, with his decadent philosophy of life, preached the pursuit of loveliness and sensual fulfillment. He suggested that the only way to rid oneself of a temptation was to give in to it. These words echoed in Dorian's thoughts, stirring a desire for a life of eternal youth and grace, a life free from the ravages of time. It was at this moment, looking at his portrait, a perfect reflection of his youthful charm, that Dorian expressed a fateful wish. He wished that the portrait would bear the burden of time and age while he kept his youth and beauty, a wish made in a moment of vanity that would change the course of his life forever. As if by some dark magic, his wish was granted. Dorian remained forever juvenile, his beauty untouched by time, while his portrait aged, reflecting not only his physical changes, but also the moral decay brought regarding his hedonistic lifestyle. And thus, Dorian's wish was granted, leading him down a path of pleasure-seeking and immorality. The tale of Dorian Gray is a testament to the destructive influence of vanity and the consequences of unchecked longing. It serves as a reminder that beauty is fleeting, and the pursuit of pleasure without conscience can lead to a life of empty corruption and moral decay. As Dorian indulges in a life of pleasure and sin, his portrait, hidden away, bears the brunt of his actions. Dorian Gray, once a symbol of youthful innocence, is now a man who has succumbed to the intoxicating allure of vice and pleasure. His life transforms into a macabre dance with degeneration, as he indulges in every form of hedonistic pursuit. A life that was once characterized by innocent charm now echoes the grotesque melody of sin. One of the most heart-wrenching casualties of Dorian's fall from grace is his love, Sybil Vane. A young actress, her life is tragically cut short by her own hand, a consequence of Dorian's cruel rejection. Her death marks a pivotal point in Dorian's journey into moral decay, a glaring reflection of his growing disregard for human life and emotion. All the while, the portrait of Dorian, hidden away in an attic, transforms. It ages, it decays, it contorts into a grotesque mockery of the man Dorian has become. Every wrinkle, every blemish, every twisted expression represents transgression committed, a life ruined, a heart broken. It bears the burden of Dorian's actions, a silent and horrific testament to his ethical degradation. As Dorian's life spirals further into the abyss of sin, he becomes increasingly haunted by the monstrous image in the portrait. His fear and paranoia grow, a mirror to his increasing guilt. He is tormented through the thought of his sins being uncovered. his ugly truth revealed to the world. But the fear of his deeds being revealed is not as terrifying as the fear of his own morality. The portrait is not just a reflection of his physical identity, but a stark reminder of his grotesque inner individuality. It is this fear, this guilt, this identity loathing that finally drives him to his end. In a fit of fear and guilt, he destroys the portrait, leading to his own collapse. In a tragic twist of fate, the very object that allowed Dorian his life of sin and delight becomes the instrument of his downfall. A tale of vanity, corruption, and despair, Dorian Gray's story is a grim reminder of the destructive power of unchecked hedonism and the inevitable consequences of our actions. Thus ends the tragic tale of Dorian Gray, a warning tale about the dangers of vanity, selfishness, and the pursuit of pleasure. This beautifully crafted account by Oscar Wilde is as relevant today as it was in the late 19th century. Dorian Gray's story serves as a mirror to society, reflecting obsession with youth and attractiveness, our fear of aging, and our relentless pursuit of pleasure. It forces us to question the lengths we'd go to preserve our outer loveliness and the consequences of such actions. It is a stark reminder that the choices we make, driven by vanity and selfishness, can lead to our downfall. The Picture of Dorian Gray is not just a story, it's a lesson, a moral compass that points towards the importance of inner attractiveness and virtue. It encourages us to reflect on our actions and their potential consequences, to value our character over our appearance, and to understand the true meaning of beauty. In the end, Dorian Gray serves as a reminder of the ephemeral nature of beauty and the destructive power of vanity. It prompts us to question, to reflect, and to learn. It is a story that stays with you, a story that makes you think. Step into a world of stories at psycho_baby. Subscribe, follow, and turn on notifications to be part of our storytelling adventures. If you've enjoyed our tales, please consider supporting us by clicking the link below to make a donation. Your contribution keeps the charm alive. Follow us for content.